geniuses like Rakesh ji did with that idea is what is much more important. So buying and selling are not acts of intellect. Rakesh ji used to say they are acts of wisdom. Investing is an act of wisdom. Putting it in that context, it's not that you buy at one shot and forget about it. Right? If Ramesh eventually bought 100 shares of United Spirits, I'm sure he did not buy all of it in the first round that he bought. It's a continuum. And therefore, I'm not as obsessed with that framework that I must buy at the lowest price. It's not. I need not always buy at the lowest price. But as our conviction and belief in the terminal value keeps increasing, you keep adding.
Okay. How easy is that? Because for a lot of people, right, if they have bought a stock at a particular price or if they have seen a stock at a particular price, I'm not associating value here, just price, then to buy the stock 20, 30, 40, 50% higher is a very difficult task. So how do you bring that discipline to your purchases?
So I'll give you a real example, and nobody could do this better than Rakesh ji. He bought his first lot of Titan at 32 rupees. Okay?
Come 10 bonuses, splits, whatever.
Yeah. And then we kept on buying. We bought at 80 rupees, then at 140 rupees, then at 240 rupees. We also bought at 900 rupees. He bought Titan at 30x of his first purchase price also. So you're talking of 30-50% higher. He bought 30x higher.
How? And how do you get the conviction to do that?
That's why he's a billionaire and we are not. That's the reason.
Yeah. So, but the question is again, how? Everybody out here would love to understand how do you get the gumption to be able to do that? What goes behind it?
It's very difficult. I mean, just because Utpal says it doesn't mean it's easy.
Yeah, it is not.
Very, very difficult to do it. So only the truly great investors are able to do it out there. But I'll just come back to the margin of safety to explain that point to your audience a bit more, Neeraj. Is that you're getting United Spirits for 200 crores that day I was telling you. So you could buy 10% of the company for essentially 20 crores. 10% of the company. Which means out of every 10 bottles of beer sold, 1 bottle was mine, if I own 10% of the company. And for 20 crores at that time, you couldn't buy a flat in South Bombay. Okay? That's how cheap it was. That's how great the margin of safety was for me at that point. So I just want to illustrate the point to you that markets give these opportunities. Why they give it, I don't ask. But time and again, at the end of every bear market, at periodical times, people sell off stocks. These great bargains are available. And if you keep your eyes and ears open, you'll be able to buy, as your mother said, rupee ke cheez chavandi mein. Okay? And that's how you ride your way to fame and fortune. You need to get 2 or 3 right in your lifetime to actually build your fortune. The second corollary to that, of course, Neeraj, is you have to back up the truck to buy, which his boss, I think, did the best of everybody else. Bought at the get-go, bought higher than that. Okay? So we learn from the masters. But it's the thing you learn over time as you understand the businesses you're buying and your moral clarity as to why you're buying it. I think you're able to do that. It's very hard to do it. If I ask them tomorrow to buy something at 100 and 300, they'll probably be selling it and not buying it. But to be able to understand that business and the numbers takes a very evolved investor. So I'm not saying it's the best thing for you to do at the get-go, but perhaps as your evolution happens, you will do that.
Okay. You want to add to that? I'm just trying to understand. So, and then I have a follow-up, of course, to what the point Ramesh made. But just the point, right? 30x, right? 30x, log bolenge boss, I buy a stock, if it goes up 10x, nihal ho gaye. Right? You go out and sell. And here you are doing the opposite, which is buying 100% higher, 200% higher, 30x higher. How do you do that?
So before we come to how you do that, we must first understand why you must do that.
Okay, sure.
Right? So everybody knows and talks about the power of compounding. But when you plot that power of compounding, you will see that that curve is a parabolic curve. Okay? So, to be in the game at the time that that parabolic effect comes is so crucial, right? So, it is important to know whether or not the parabolic effect is behind you or ahead of you, right? And that comes from your perception of that terminal value. So when Rakeshji would have bought at 32 rupees, he may have thought that the terminal value is X in his mind. It was not a precise number. It was a directional number. But as his conviction, as Rameshji put it, as his conviction, as his insight kept on increasing, that terminal value kept on moving higher much faster than the pace at which the price kept on moving higher, right? So at all points of time, he knew that the parabolic effect is ahead of me.